Hey guys, SirFunk here. So this past weekend I played a ton of this Doom beta, and let me tell you, I was loving it. It really brought back that feeling of that old school deathmatch, you know? Now don't get me wrong, there were some things that I loved, some things that I liked, and some things I didn't like. And I'll probably do another video that reviews the beta as a whole, but for now, I am pumped for May 13th. This is definitely a day one buy for me. But anyways, I wanted to talk to you today about what I felt was the strongest loadout in the beta. I played the beta for about 20 hours over the weekend, and I put a good amount of time into really testing out the different weapon combinations. But I always found myself coming back to a certain style of play because it felt so good and was incredibly strong. So my personal favorite loadout was the static cannon in my primary slot, the lightning gun as my secondary weapon, and then the teleporter. Now, for this style of play, you have some freedom with your secondary weapon, but typically you're going to want to choose either the lightning gun, plasma rifle, or shotgun. I'll talk briefly about the pros and cons of each a little later. So for anyone who doesn't know, the static cannon is a weapon that charges up as you move around, and does more damage the more it's charged. So eventually you gain a maximum charge, and if you stop moving, that charge starts to deplete, and if you fire the gun, it goes back to zero. Now I found this to be the ideal weapon, because you're going to be moving all the time. Like seriously, don't stand still in this game, ever. So you're always going to be generating that charge, and once it reaches maximum, I think a shot to the chest will do 60 damage, and a shot to the head will do about 80. So barring any armor, you're taking off a huge chunk of your opponent's health, and the hits register instantly at any range. Now, 60 to 80 damage seems nice, but who has the time to wait around for their gun to charge back up with people spamming rockets everywhere? That's where your secondary weapon comes in. The strategy here is to pop somebody with your static cannon, and if they don't die from that burst damage, then you immediately switch to your secondary and melt them while they're at low health. As I said before, I ended up preferring the lightning gun for a few reasons. First, it deals 8 to 10 damage per tick, which is more than the plasma rifle's 6 to 8 damage per tick, depending on headshots. Secondly, it is an instant hit weapon, meaning you don't have to lead your target in the same way as you would the plasma rifle, which for me meant a noticeable boost in DPS. I also felt that it was good at both a close and medium range, and it was even okay at a long range if you didn't want to switch back to your static cannon in the middle of a fight. And that's why I also felt that the lightning gun was better than the shotgun as a secondary. If you played the beta at all, you know just how powerful the shotgun can be at close quarters. I mean, if you happen to turn the wrong corner at the wrong time, you'll just get insta-gibbed. But with the shotgun, the damage falls off steeply the further away you get. I found that you're typically just too far away from your target at the beginning of an average engagement to get a quick kill with the shotgun. Combine that with trying to time the reload of your gun as you charge your opponent, it just makes it not the perfect choice for the situations you'll be in. So that's the idea behind the combination. Pop them with a fully charged static cannon, and then charge them with your lightning gun and just melt them down. I definitely felt rewarded for switching between weapons so much. The frags were just flowing, and I placed first in about 80 to 90% of my games. I was also racking up a ton of experience from all the quick draw medals I was getting from switching weapons. It felt great. I would say the biggest weakness to this setup was getting into 2 or 3v1s at close range. That's why I think the teleporter is pretty much mandatory, in all setups really, but especially this one. Because you can really juke out your opponents and live to fight another day, or at least gain some distance to charge up another static cannon shot. I'll probably do another video specifically on the teleporter, because I think it's just so much better than either of the other grenade options, so be sure to check back for that later if you're interested. Anyways, that's about it. I'll let you guys finish watching the rest of the round to see how we did. If you like this video and want to see more, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and click subscribe below. If you have any questions, just leave a comment and I'll be happy to answer anything I can. I'm also streaming on Twitch every week at twitch.tv/sir_funk. I will leave a link below. We'll be playing a ton of Doom when it comes out, so follow me there and get notified the next time I go live. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos very soon.